I did what I did, and I got my karma. Not even a month later, I got herpes. Damn. Hi guys, and welcome to the new episode of Love Speaks. I am Love. Today episode, we're going to be talking about sinners. Not the movie sinners, us, like living beings, like people that be sinning. All of us, we all are sinners. And that's what we're going to be talking about, and how God uses them, and why it's important to live in our truth. So, God uses anybody who asks him to use them. So the thing about spirits and God and even demons, no matter what it is, whatever entity you're talking to, communicating with, they need permission to use your vessel, because our bodies are vessels. So they need your permission. So even if you are an alcoholic, even if you do drugs, no matter who you are, what position you are in, God will literally use you if you ask him to. You just have to allow him access to your vessel. Because the thing about, that's why like people have to do like rituals and like all the demonic stuff, like what people do like rituals, and people are killing people to sacrifice their body to these demons and stuff, or allowing these entities in their body. You have to get permission for all that. So it's the same thing with God. And it's like, people, I know sometimes we struggle with, well, why would God want to use me if I do this, or why would God want to use me if I live my life in this type of way? It's so many people that's more equipped, or so many people that's, that can do a better job than me. And that's how we feel sometimes. But the truth is, God knows exactly who you were when he made you. If you want God to use you, all you have to do is say, God, use me. He don't care what you do. If you go in the Bible and you read stories and books, you will see how all these people were sinners. All these people had past that they're what they want to fond of. It's like we all have something that we're not proud of. We've all done stuff in the past. And the beauty about God is, honestly, he don't care. He forgets. He forgives us. Like that was the whole reason of Jesus coming and dying on a cross. So if he cared that much, then we will all be, so he would have probably flooded this mud again. He would probably flooded the world again, because we don't deserve his mercy, but he still gives it to us, and he will use you no matter what the circumstances is. Okay, I kind of got some notes, because y'all know sometimes I be like going off the rails. I get distracted. Yeah, so I want to try to remain on topic the whole time, and like I want to hit every point that I wrote on these cards. So I'm gonna try to do that. But when I think about how I go about like my relationship with God and things, and when I'm asking God to use me, I know that in order for him to use me, I have to live in my truth. Because if I'm asking him, hey God, can you use me to touch these people in this way, but I'm not living in my truth, not in who I believe God wants me to be, or not who I believe other people sees me as, but in my truth, what I know, who I know I am. A lot of us, we struggle with our identity. A lot of us, we don't know who we are. We don't know what moves us, or how we feel about certain, like, we don't know certain things about ourselves yet, because for one, God haven't revealed it to us, or we just have so much trauma and so much baggage that we haven't healed from, that we don't know how to unlock certain areas of our identity. So when I asked God to use me, first I asked him, like, let me be true to who I am. This is what I know myself as. So God might see you different, but in order for him to uncover that thing, and you have to first acknowledge that you don't know, and it's nothing wrong with it. Like, if you live in your life and it's something that you feel as though like you're not your best self as, it's okay to acknowledge it. And basically, okay, let me try to find a word for it. If you're not living the life that you know, that like you're not living in your truth and you know it, it's okay to be unsure about things. It's okay to not know how to go about certain situations or how to carry yourself in a certain way. Like me in this season of my life, for example, I know that I'm not who I used to be, but it does not mean that I know exactly who I am. I'm still learning who I am. I'm still learning things about myself. I'm still learning how I want to carry myself, but still being true to myself, like to who I am. I know that it's certain things that I don't do no more, or certain ways I don't carry myself no more, but I'm still in that process of detoxing from my old ways. And the only way I know how to do that is by taking it one day at a time and telling God, like, okay, remove this taste from my mouth because I have a desire for this, or I have a desire for that, and I don't want that to be who I am anymore. I don't want that to be a part of my identity in the way that I want to move forward. But I know that I can't do it myself. I know there's no way that I can remove some things out of my life without God, because if it wasn't for him even coming to begin with, then I know that I wouldn't even be able to even acknowledge that. Well, I already knew that some things I had a problem with, but I don't think I would truly acknowledge the depths of it and like what's really going on. I hope I'm making sense. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. If you go in the Bible and you look at people and what they had going on, and like somebody was a drunk. I think Noah was a drunk. People was killers. Like everybody literally had something that they were fighting with, because the truth is, if you're going to be used by God, it's always going to be a battle. It's never going to be easy. You're never going to be able to just like live life jolly, not thinking that you're not going to be under attack, because it's always going to be a battle. It's always going to be something that you're addicted to. It's always going to be something that you struggle with, because that's what that's how God builds character. That is how he builds, that is how he showed, we learn compassion by going through these things. Like, if you weren't put in the position where you didn't have nothing, then you wouldn't, if God just put you in a position to where you got all these lavish things, but you never known what it felt like to have nothing, then you would appreciate, it's not that you wouldn't be grateful for it or that you wouldn't appreciate it, you would appreciate it differently than you would if you came from nothing. So I feel like sometimes when God is going to use somebody to the extent of where he used people in the Bible necessarily, or his chosen people, they have to go through these tougher, not to say that nothing nobody going through is tough, because everything is tough, but I feel like sometimes we go through it's different levels of spiritual warfare. And I feel like sometimes, well, I know that when you are chosen by God, that your warfare is so much different than somebody that is following God. Like somebody that's following God can have a different story than somebody that's walking with God. If that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense to a certain extent. And when you like want to walk with God, and when you want to walk with God, or when you're chosen by God and stuff, you have to remember that whatever is going on with you and your story is not going to be the same with somebody that has a different story. That's why it's always important, and I always stress, to develop your own relationship with God. Because when you go into a church, you're going to hear the message, and I feel like most churches, they don't preach the word, they preach their understanding of the word. So you have to have discernment on whether, because it's not to say that what their understanding is wrong or right. You just have to have discernment to know that if God is speaking to you through that pastor, or if they're even getting their word from God, or if they're a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because a lot of churches, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of churches are wolves in sheep's clothing, and they do things. You can be the most holiest person in church and be the biggest sinner, but when you go into that church, sometimes they make you feel like what you're doing in this world is basically like blasphemy. Like you're going to hell no matter like what you doing. God is not going to accept you, and He's not going to love you, and you need to walk and live your life like this, and this is what the Bible says. And hardcore, like the Bible means different things for different people. You cannot sit right here and tell somebody. You can read the same story in the Bible, but get two completely different interpretations of what is going on, what is trying to be told to you, because God speaks differently through different situations can have different meanings and different understandings. That's why it's so important to know, to develop your own relationship, to know your discernment, because most of the time we run people away from God because we're trying to tell them the way that God wants them to live, when that's not your place. If God is truly using somebody and truly speaking through somebody to you, then He's not going to difference. It's a thin line between like blasphemy, like telling somebody where they want to go and where they need to live their life, and being honest with somebody, like letting them, being real with somebody, letting them know like, yeah, G, you're in the wrong, or you need to stop doing something. It's okay for like God, so sometimes God will like let us know like, yeah, you need to like let them know that what they're doing, but it's a way to do things, and it's a way to tell people, especially if it's something little. But if it's something big, like people struggle with their sexuality, I'm not the one to tell you, what you're doing is wrong or what you're doing is right, because you know in your heart and in your soul and your spirit what's wrong and what's right. That's a battle that you're facing. I am not the person to sit around and tell you what you should and what you can and can't like, because I have my demons that I battle with just like everybody else. So just because yours look different than mine doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong, or you're going to hell and I'm not. No, because you can battle with that demon but still have good intentions, a heart of gold. Like I know so many people that's straight, that try to live their life every day by the Bible, try to do everything that the Bible say, but they have so much envy, so much hatred in their heart, don't know how to love with conditions. It's so many ways you can sin. We all are sinners, no matter how sin free you try to live your life, because The goal every day though is to be more like God. We can never be Him. We can never be truly. We can never be truly 100% all the way put together. Like we can never. It's impossible. It's impossible because we live in the world, so we're going to have ways of the world. We have free will, but the thing about it is we have to know how to use our free will in a way that is for the greater good, not always to benefit us and ourselves. And not allowing the world to kill our joy, to kill our shine, because that when you are chosen by God and when God wants to use you for something, you have to know that all the battles that you're facing and that you're going through is all to kill your light. So when you're going through these things, it's not because you're weak or you're going up. It's because you have, don't they call it aura? Ain't that what they be calling it? You got aura around. It's because the aura that's around you, the shield, the light that's around you, it shines so bright that people want to dim it. Why do you go through all this stuff and you still walking around here smiling like your shit don't stink? Why are you so happy when this person just came and took everything from you? Why are you so happy when you've been through hell and back? I've been through hell and back and I'm miserable. I hate the world. I hate people. I hate listen, people don't understand it. And it's like, it's not me. I died a long time ago. I completely died a long time ago. It's God working through me, baby. It is His light that's shining through me, because if it was up to me, who y'all talk to? Who you talking to? It is not my will. It is God's will. I saw this man quote, and he said, he was like, I didn't want my life, so I gave it to somebody who wanted it. And that's basically what I did. I died a long time ago. The world killed me. So now everything I do is not off of my strength. I don't have no strength. My strength comes from God. Literally. He literally killed me just to bring me back, if that makes sense. Like, he allowed the devil to take everything that basically the world gave me. And so now everything that I get is from God. Like, no, and I know nobody can take anything away from me, because God gave these things to me. God gave me this strength. So now when I see people trying to dim my light or kill my strength or make me feel like I'm something that I'm not, it don't faze me no more, like at all. I'm never fazed. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, good luck with that. Like, I laugh. I'm never fazed. And people just like, well, what's her deal? And it's just like, everything you tried, the devil he already used somebody for it. It's getting old. You can't kill my light. I even try to dim my own light. I can't. I tried to belittle. I tried to disappear. I can't. That's not how God made me. It's not what He intended me to do. Every time I try to do it, I become miserable. I feel like I'm missing something in life. I feel like I'm doing, like, I'm always, or I try to get little when something happens to where I'm the freaking center of attention or something. And it's just be like, I just tried to disappear. Like, why won't you allow me to disappear? And he's like, because you're not meant to not be seen. We got work to get done. We got work to get done. And they're not going to stop, because one thing about it too is, even you have to understand that even when God is walking with you and you're walking with God, there will always be demons, because the devil is going to try until his very last breath to derail you, to make you stray away from what God has called you again. He's always going to try to get your attention. You know, God can be walking straight, and the devil's going to be over there trying to get your attention, throwing obstacles, throwing stuff in your way. But as long as you have faith, as long as you keep your eye on God, what God tells you don't know water. Don't take your eye off me. We have somewhere to go. As long as you keep your eye straight, don't pay attention to the obstacles that's being thrown your way, because the devil is never going to stop. He's going to always try. But I learned that the closer I get to God and the closer I strengthen my relationship, the more I realize that it's always going to work out in my favor. Even sometimes I find myself worrying, and then I'm instantly snapped back into reality. Like, girl, I know you're not worrying. After all the stuff you've been through, and God keeps showing you that you don't have to worry. I already knew this was going to happen before it happened. I'm literally walking with you. I'm literally guiding you. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. It's not easy, because it's definitely like when you're walking with God, it's never going to be easy, because the battles are more intense. I feel like the world, if I'm speaking like spiritually terms, I feel like the world is in categories. Like, we have people that's lower vibration, and then we have people that is like vibrating higher. So because we're all on the walking the earth, the people that are higher vibrational are always going to get attacked, because most of the world is lower vibrational. So they see you shining, they see you being attacked all the time, and still spreading love, still spreading light. They're going to, and they don't understand it. The thing that I feel like most of us struggle with is when we don't understand people, or we don't understand situations, we sometimes interpret it in different ways and come off in ways that we shouldn't. Like, I know a lot of times people, they look at the light in you. If they're low vibration, they'll look at you, they'll see how the world tried to destroy you, and they can't understand it, so it can turn into jealousy. It can turn into envy, not necessarily because they want to, but that demon can manifest because you're not when we don't understand something. Like, just say when we used to be in class, and we're doing our math assignments, and then they get to add letters, like me. I don't understand it, so I get irritated. Why in the heck am I still get mad? I still get frustrated about it to this day. Why am I doing this when they not even? When did the ABCs get put into numbers? What do you mean? What Y X M E B A? Hey! Hey! What the hell? So it's like people get irritated when they don't understand certain things. And I understand that, but sometimes they just take it and they don't know how to grasp it, so it can manifest in different ways. That's unfortunate, because we're all beautiful, and even if you don't know who you are as a person, the one person that do know is God. He created you from your womb, like before the womb. He know who you were. So it's okay to not know, but just make sure you ask him. All you have to do is ask. This is saying like closed mouth don't get fed. You can't know. Like, I know a lot of times, and then people try to make you seem like you asking a dumb question. No question is a dumb question. So if you have it, and God can answer a question if you don't ask it. So if you want to build a relationship with him, if you want to see like what he's about and things, then have a conversation with him. Talk to him. He's going to talk back. He's literally going to talk back. And sometimes get a relationship with them and just know. A lot of times I feel like we don't want a relationship with God because, or we get scared out of a relationship with God because, for one, the devil is going to try to keep you. It's like when you don't. It's like when you don't know God and your life is like, you cannot know God and your life can be going good. Like your life can, you can never have no run-ins with nothing or anything like that. But you're living deeply in the world, like deeply in sin. You're unhappy, but you're content. So you don't really have no complaints. But when you start walking with God, once you start to try to develop a relationship with God, you're going to have, oh baby, you're going to have trials and tribulations. It's going to happen. Like the devil, because I saw this video where it was this man and he was talking to his grandma, and his grandma had dementia, and he was like, man, look at you. You served God all your life, and look at how he left you. He left you here not knowing your name, not knowing who you are. And she basically told him, like, sometimes the devil comes in and he allows you to live the life that you're living, because he was like, and look at me, I'm living lavish, like, no complaints up. And she's like, yeah, he's keeping you content because he don't want you to truly find out who you are. And that's what goes on in the world. Like, most of the time people have all the money in the world and they're content. But they're not happy, they're not fulfilled. And the moment that they try to turn to God, as you can see, like celebrities, they come out, they're having a ball, and then they like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not the life that I thought I wanted. Because the devil is going to, it's like a gateway drug. Like, yeah, I'm going to get you in so I can keep pulling you deeper and deeper to my side until I get you for where I need you to go. And then, though, the thing about the devil is, oh baby, he's gonna hit you where it hurt. When it's time to come back, when stuff comes back around and everything that he allowed you to have, he's gonna get that back. He's gonna get them. So he's gonna get whatever promise either your ancestors made to him that probably didn't manifest to your bloodline, but it's gonna come the bloodline after you. Whatever happened, the devil is going to make sure he gets whatever it is that he put out, because he don't give you anything unless you're giving him something back, or he is going to stay content. But it's when you're deeply living in sin. He's going to make sure you're content when you're deeply living in sin, when you're deeply unaware of the severity of the spiritual world and what's really going on, or like, I don't know. But what I do know is, in God, nobody is exempt from getting back what they put in the world. Like, for me, example, I can do something and trust me, whatever, I'm not even exempt from. That's why I try not to do wrong by people, because, oh baby, he's gonna be like, you knew better. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, I tell y'all all my business. I'm finna tell y'all what I did. Now, if I get judged, I get judged. I don't. This is my life. This is my truth. This is what I did. I got my karma. I got what went around came right back around. I was talking to this man, and we had, and after we did it, I thought he was married. I'm like, you're married? I'm crying now because I feel so. I don't mess with married men, so I'm crying. But in my lowest of lowest points, I start to be mad at God and the world, and I'm just like, I'm so tired of this. Like, I keep doing good and I keep doing right by people, and look at what's being sent my way. knowing, and at this time I knew that the devil sends things your way when you're following God, but I was so, the more deeper and closer I got to trying to get to God, the more intense my attacks were. Like, the more I just felt like what God promised me is not going to happen. At this point, God promised me something. And I'm like, it's just not going to happen. I don't even know why I'm even, like, I'm still indecisive on if I'm going to believe what God told me or whatever. But anyways, let me just tell y'all the story. So, I had sex with the man. Oh, was I supposed to say sex? Oh, well. I did that and found out he was married, so now I'm crying. But I'm so mad. I'm not really thinking. So a couple of days go by, whatever. I want to do it again because I liked it. So call him over there, do it again. Maybe do it like 2 more times. But at this point, now when it first happened, I knew he was married. But but where I messed up at, I didn't know he was married when it first happened. I didn't know he was married. But where I messed up at is after I found out, instead of leaving that man alone, I did it like 2 more times. Now, I'm feeling bad. I'm taking my anger out on myself, but I'm doing it at the price of another woman's tears, because I'm knowing this ain't going nowhere. What am I doing? I'm knowing this ain't going nowhere. I'm just trying to satisfy my flesh because I'm so mad. I'm so angry with God, with what my situation, like where I was at. Like, I was so angry. So I did what I did, and I got my karma. Not even a month later, I got herpes. Damn. Like, I'm laughing now because I learned, you gotta turn your bad situation to a little bit of humor. Yeah. And it is like, now I can laugh about it. It wasn't shit funny then. Wasn't not a goddamn thing funny then. I was like, goddamn. And when I got it, I took it with a grain of salt because I said, this is what I get. I knew that what I was doing was wrong, and I still decided to do it. And God don't take no time letting my karma come back on me, especially when I know better. So now I do not play. And I can tell my stories and tell things that I've done and situations that I've been in, because one thing I never want to come off as is if I never done nothing wrong or I was never the bad guy, because sometimes you are the villain in people's stories, and in that story I was the villain and I got my karma. And to this day I pray that they are thriving, and that woman, I'm so sorry. Girl, I cannot even, I don't even have words to it, because I don't even got nothing to say. I was fucked up. What I did was really fucked up, and we all do fucked up stuff. But can you take accountability? Can you sit and can you actually live with yourself after what you've done? And if you can't, instead of, you gotta show yourself grace. Like, you have to show yourself grace. I was going through so much. If you don't show yourself grace in this world, in this life, then you're going to be messed up. You're going to get swallowed by it. And it's going to be no way out, because it can be so dark. It can be lonely. You can be confused. Like, it's so much stuff that goes on. I don't even know. I don't even really have nothing more to say. Like, it can just get like that. So I say that grace is gonna be your best friend. And even show God grace. Like, we be mad at God, like, you knew this was happening. What are you doing? Like, why are you allowing your children to go through this stuff? You see this stuff going on in this world, and you just allowing it to happen. It's for a whole greater cause. Like, yes, what we're going through is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it's for something greater. You know, like it's gonna your pain wasn't in vain. Like it wasn't for no reason. You're going to be victorious in the end, but sometimes you have to go through suffering and you have to be held accountable for things that you do as well. Like I had to be held accountable, and I have something I live the rest of my life. But it's accountability. Yes, I fucked up. Now I have to pay the consequences of my actions. Unfortunate, but it's the way that life works. Bet I won't do that shit again. Bet I learned my lesson. But I set my fucking looking ass down. I won't do no shit like that again. I saw we girl. And I will never do it again. And yeah. But I am going to end this episode on that note. I love you guys. And until next time, bye.